So I had a few people ask me on YouTube what exactly my username means and if I own a Jeep or not. So here's your answer. This is my 1995 Jeep Wrangler YJ. I purchased it in 2007 off of eBay. It's a local sale. I had to drive about 15 minutes from my house to pick it up, so I was able to go look at it before I actually bid on it. It was in good shape. It was in the best shape of all the Jeeps I looked at the time. Had a few issues with it. Like any Jeep that was older, the stock springs were starting to sag. It had a few areas of rust on it. Here's one of those areas here that's very typical on a Jeep of this age. It starts getting rust on the fenders here. I had a patch of rust here that I'm in the process of fixing right now. There was no radio, which was a minor issue. Some of the gauges didn't work. Had some electrical issues, but I basically got that all worked out over the years. I was really into this thing when I first bought it. Was online buying all sorts of crap for it every day. You know, and that lasted about 3 or 4 years, and then I basically covered it and sat in my driveway for, 3 years. So I'm at this point now though where I'm really starting to get back into it and doing work on it and trying to restore it. It was stock when I bought it. The things I've done, as you can see, I put a lift kit on it that is a 4-inch suspension lift. I have 33-inch tires on there, 33 12.5s. I think it's a 16-inch rim. It was carpeted when I bought it. I ripped all the carpet out, and I did a popular thing people do to these. I Herculine the floor in here, which I'm really not too happy with, to tell you the truth. I wish I never did that. As you can see right here, I taped this when I did it, and I kind of wrapped the Herc up around the edges. And I did a real good job prepping this. I took about a week to do it, and as you can see, for a car that a truck or a Jeep that I really haven't driven all that much since I've done this, you can see how badly it started to peel off of here. It's faded a lot too, and I'm overall not too happy with it. I wish, like I said, I never did it. There's a different product out now that I'm going to try, but I had to strip the whole interior down again and take all the seats out to do that, so it's a project for another day. So a little bit more info on the lift. Like I said, I have a 4-inch suspension lift. I also have a set of 5/8 inch lift shackles on here. These happen to be boomerang shackles that I got from, I believe it was Mount North Road. They're greasable. They give you better articulation supposedly when you're wheeling. I don't know, they really do that or not, but I haven't had any issues with them. They're still in decent shape from, like I said, the day I bought them. So keep them well greased, and they seem to be working all right. Nothing really special under here. Looks kind of dirty and crappy right now. Like I said, it's been sitting for a while. I did put a set of sway bar disconnects on here that JKS makes. I wouldn't really recommend those. They're a real pain in the ass once you get them disconnected to ever get them reconnected after you're done wheeling, or for whatever reason you took them apart to begin with. You really have to have the truck like on a level ground and have it just in the perfect spot where you can actually get these two links back together to put this pin through. It's like I said, very difficult to do. So to tell you the truth, I really never take them apart. I should have just put a regular set of links on there. Yeah, this is a new steering stabilizer I have on there, Rancho. I put a different set of shocks on these, Skyjacker shocks that I put on here. The shocks that came with the lift, actually, after I added these shackles, weren't long enough. And what ended up happening there was I didn't get enough extension on them, and it wound up ripping the shock mounts off the back axle. So again, I went to Mountain Off Road and I bought a new set of shock brackets for the axle, and I had to grind off the old ones and weld these on there. And these, like I said, I did these about 5 years ago, and these have been holding up great. So I definitely recommend that company. They have nice products. This, to the naked eye, when people look at it, they think you put a body lift on, but obviously that's not the case. This is these aren't body lift pucks. These are for the transfer case drop, to line the axles back up. Not the axles, the drive shafts. So you put this on here, it drops the whole skid plate down and tries to get everything back in line. I should probably put a slip yoke eliminator on here eventually, but I haven't had any real big problems with vibrations from this, so I might just let that go. Other thing I did recently, I just PUR 15 the frame, grinded it all down and put this crap on there. Not that it was rusting too bad, but there was a few spots. There was a set of Nerf bars that the guy before me had on here that were mounted, you know, like I said, here and here, and there was some rust behind that, so I grinded that all down and put this stuff on there, so I cleaned that up a little bit. And that's really about it in terms of the underneath side of this in the lift. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Nah, that's about it. And I'll show you the engine compartment now. So under the hood, it's got it only has the 4-cylinder. This isn't the 6. Again, this was the best condition Jeep that I found at the time. Everything was beat on, and there wasn't anything even worth buying. So unfortunately, I had to settle for the 4, which, to tell you the truth, wasn't a bad thing. The 4-cylinder in these, a lot of people say it's underpowered when you're on the highway. Yeah, I could see that, but when I'm off-roading with this thing runs great and keep up with the best of them. I haven't had any issues with it. The one issue I do have, which is again a common Jeep thing, the exhaust manifold on this, it leaks on the back end here closer to the firewall. There's a stud broken off in there that I have to, you know, repair eventually, but I haven't had a chance to do it. After it heats up, it kind of swells shut, and it's really not an issue. It just makes it sound a little mean when you start it up for the first 10 minutes. The only thing I've really done to this, just tune-ups. It's a new rad, new fan clutch, new belt, obviously your basic tune-up things, cap, rotor, wires, plugs. I did just put a new set of motor mounts into it. They were completely shot and wiped out. These are Brown Dog motor mounts. For all you Jeep guys out there, you know all about these. These things are great. I definitely recommend them. Very beefy. They were a bitch to install, though, I'll tell you that. Other thing I did, there was no air conditioning in this Jeep. I mounted a compressor that I got off Craigslist here, because it had the cradle already set up. I just had to get a bigger belt. And what that basically does is for onboard air. As you can see here, this is my intake for it. Goes in through an oiler, because the compressor obviously has to stay oiled since there's no Freon in the system anymore. Goes through that, goes into the intake of the compressor down here. This is the output of the compressor. It comes out. There's a dryer filter here that basically removes all the oil out of any blow-by that comes out of the compressor. From there it comes up, goes into this small little manifold that I have here. This is a pressure switch, which basically turns the compressor on and off based on how much pressure is in the system. I got a gauge here that I can monitor the pressure. And there's obviously a few extra ports here that you can use for things if you want it. I got them plugged off right now. And here's the output. And basically what this is just a you know, air hose that runs up above the firewall there. Runs down underneath, and I have a, if I can get under here, I don't know if you can see it from here. There it's over here actually. Got a air tank mounted underneath here. Basically just has a bleeder valve on there, and somewhere on here I also have a pressure relief valve in case the pressure switch ever fails, so the tank doesn't blow up. And from there, there's just a this is I believe a 2.5 gallon tank if anyone's interested. And from there it just runs up and around and back up top. And I got a an air fitting here that you can plug another hose into, and you can air the tires up and do all sorts of things if you're out on the beach wheeling in the air and down. Other than that, I got a set of lights mounted up on here. There's obviously I put these mirror movers on so you can take the doors off. And that's really it. I put that sound bar up in there. It didn't have that either. All it had was those crappy speakers on the dash here that were horrible when you're driving on the highway with the top down and the doors open. But like I said, I'm in the middle of a couple restorations on this right now. I'm fixing this, which I had a big rot hole here. Basically sanded this whole thing down. I had a big hole, so basically I had to rivet a new piece of metal in here. Grinded that all down. I did fiberglassed over the top of that. Primed it, and now I'm at the point where I have to paint this, but like I said, I'm in the middle of another project that I'll show you guys now as well. So the other project I am involved in right now, as you can see, I'm in my garage right now in this makeshift paint booth that I made. I got a set of doors here that I got off Craigslist a few months ago that were in pretty rough shape. They were originally red. Then I guess the guy who had them before me, he did a crappy job of spray painting them gray. They looked awful. And like I said, I bought them. They were complete. They had the glass. They had the all the hardware worked. They were in good shape physically, meaning they didn't have any rust or any big dents. And you know, I picked them up. I picked them up for $200, which was an excellent deal on these. These things are, you know, a fortune when they're in good shape. And you know, I went into it knowing I was going to have to do a full restoration on them, just in the condition that they were, meaning that the seals were kind of shot and dry rotted. The paint, obviously that paint job he did on it was kind of crappy. It looks like he opened up one of the doors too, and it was probably close to a light pole or something in a parking lot, and he creased this one section right here. Not a big crease, but you could see it when you were looking at it towards the side when the sun was hitting it. So I basically sanded that down, and I did a little you know, Bondo work on there and got that sanded. It wasn't a big job. It was fairly easy, and it's perfect now. It looks great. So like I said, I'm in the middle of restoring these. Recently bought a HVLP spray gun for my compressor, so I've been kind of learning the ins and outs of that. And then like I said, I'm at the primer point now. I primed them, and I'm getting ready for the base coat today. The other part of this project that I'm working on is a new windshield frame. I don't know if you saw it in the first part of this video, but the windshield frame on the Jeep right now is completely shot. It's rusted. I tried fixing it once before, and it just bled right through. So I picked this up on Quadratech. It's an aftermarket one. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see up in here, but yeah, it's made over in Taiwan, so that kind of sucks. But it seems pretty decent. It came with glass, it came with all the seals, and obviously the frame for $300, so it was a decent deal. And like I said, it's just ready for paint. So I scuffed it up a little bit and primed it, and getting ready to apply the white base coat to it today. So maybe I'll shoot another video when I'm all done with this, and I'll show you guys how it turned out. But like I said, this is a quick little video. A bunch of you guys asking me about what the name means, or my name on YouTube, and there you have it. I go own a Jeep. Haven't done much with it lately, but like I said, I'm getting back into it now, so maybe I'll make a few more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.